Well, hi and welcome to another LRCC Soundbite. If you've been watching the last few weeks, you'll know that I've been introducing the theme for the start course that we're running each Wednesday evening. This week though, I'm going to do something just a little bit different, and with good reason. In fact, one that requires me to make something of a confession. I've double booked myself this week. So we're not going to be meeting this Wednesday. We're going to have to leave it for a week and do it next week instead. But as I was thinking about what I could say today, I thought about what a difference it makes if sometimes we take a pause. This world has been mad this year. For some people on furlough, it's been a time to try and find things to keep busy and to avoid going mad with boredom. For others, it's been a time that's just got more busy, either as key workers or working from home. Volunteering has become big, and as workplaces open up again, suddenly people are struggling to fit everything back in again. In fact, I sometimes find myself wondering how I ever managed to get everything in before lockdown. But in amongst all these thoughts, sometimes it's good to stop and take a pause to reflect on what has been good and what hasn't. One friend of mine told me how for the first time in as many years as they could remember, they'd been able to spend time with their parents on their parents' wedding anniversary. And for them, that had been such an amazingly special time that wouldn't normally have happened or been possible. It really made me think that occasionally there have been some really good things happened during this pandemic. For me, taking time to pause and think about things is a luxury that I find I don't often manage to do. But I do know how good it can be. On our course on Wednesdays, we've been taking time out to think about the journey our lives have taken up to this point, and then to think about God. Do we think God exists? If we do, then what is God like? I talked last week about mess in this world. Things aren't always as nice as we'd like them to be. How much more can we look at than the last 18 months or so? Taking time out to reflect on things can really set us up to think about how we might want to shape the coming days, weeks, months or years. We can't, of course, control everything. But for the things we can control, maybe this is a time to be intentional about what we do, about how we think about the world, about what we might say to people, how we might act towards people, what we might choose to think about and what we might choose to spend our time on. Sometimes in life, we can feel like we're being blown about like leaves, never quite sure where we're going, but just ending up somewhere that we've been blown to. Maybe this is time to work towards going somewhere intentionally instead. You know, my double booking this week is just a symptom of the busyness of life suddenly blowing me in two directions at once. Maybe next time I need to be a bit better at thinking where I need to be instead. We will of course be meeting as usual this afternoon outside 44 Lindbergh Road from 2 p.m. Why not pop along? Say hello. There's no agenda. We'll happily chat about whatever's on your mind, even whether or not it's coming home tonight. God bless you, and I'll see you next week.